And I'm like, wrong. You got ready. And I do like the high kick. You did all of that. If I had to pick a celebrity that I think is so much like Glinda, I would actually say, hello, darlings, and welcome to CareOffBook. It's me, Care Darling, and today we are talking about something that I feel absolutely passionate about.
Oi, go. Oi, more passion, more passion.
But before we get into that, I just want to give a friendly reminder that you darlings get to vote every Sunday what musical we talk about. Now, you may have noticed that this video is going out on a Sunday, and I'm not necessarily talking about a musical in its entirety, right? And that's because by the time this video comes out, it'll be Sunday, and that means that tomorrow I'll be seeing Wicked for Good.
My God! Okay, it's happening. Everybody stay calm.
What's the procedure, everyone? What's the procedure?
Stay calm!
I know, I've been telling people I don't need a popcorn bucket. I need tissue boxes. Like, I know I'm not going to be okay, but we will all discuss this by the time my review goes up this week. So yeah, don't forget to go ahead and vote. I believe the next musical we're talking about is Sound of Music, but there will be other things for you darlings to vote on. Like in December, I have a couple ideas, right? So by the time that post comes up about the multiple things to discuss in December, I'll need your help to go ahead and vote on that. I know. Ooh. All right. I've talked long enough. Let's go ahead and get into this discussion. So of course, this is a huge week for this movie musical that it actually made me reflect on part one. And although I loved a lot about this musical, there was one thing that I was upset by and still upset. So let me explain. It's the number that's supposed to define Glinda herself.
Popular. Right!
We have to rewind a bit, back to who these two women actually are before Popular ever begins, where their paths crossed at school. From the moment we meet Elphaba, we know she's different.
You're green.
I am. She's brilliant, opinionated, and very isolated because the world has already told her she doesn't belong. Glinda, on the other hand, is everything society rewards. Pretty, polished, admired. But what people miss, and what I think Wicked has always done beautifully, is that Glinda's popular girl act is a strategy. She's not dumb, she's deliberate. She knows exactly how to curate an image that earns her approval. She's basically doing PR, and if social media was a thing in Oz, her bio would say, good witch, good hair, and big bubble energy. So when these two collide, one who hides behind performative confidence and one who hides behind charm, they instantly trigger and teach each other. Elphaba shows Glinda what authenticity looks like and conviction, and Glinda shows Elphaba how to turn insecurity into something powerful. That being different doesn't make you lesser, it makes you memorable. She also teaches her that public perception isn't truth, it's strategy. Their connection really starts with that small act of kindness. Elphaba advocating for Glinda to study magic with Madame Morble. It's selfless and unexpected, and Glinda notices. Then comes that dance scene. This is so random, but it truly has always bothered me. This one little thing is that as far as, you know, the Ozdust ballroom, Elphaba comes in, she does one dance, and then she leaves. So in my head, I'm like, you got ready, you did all of that, you come in and that's it. Like, where's the food? Where's... I mean, that's just me, okay? Still, that moment is huge. So when they head back to their dorm, we finally see them open up. Glinda's silly secret about marrying Fiyero is silly and surface level, but it invites laughter, the first real icebreaker. Also, we get to learn what Glinda thinks is a secret. Like, we see that there's not a lot of depth there. Elphaba responds with a secret that's heavy, the guilt she carries over her mother's death. And this is the first time we see Glinda drop the act. She's actually being genuine, and this is female solidarity at best.
That might be your secret, Elphaba, but that doesn't make it true.
When Glinda says, I've decided to make you my new project, she isn't calling Elphaba a project. She's talking about transforming the image of someone who's never been seen. Glinda's essentially saying, you have everything you need, we just have to make the world notice. On stage, the transformation is physical and symbolic. The audience watches Glinda brush out Elphaba's hair, remove the glasses, add the flower, all tiny gestures that carry emotional weight. They represent care, not mockery. And through the laughter, we see Glinda's intelligence shine. She knows presentation is power. If I had to pick a celebrity that I think is so much like Glinda, I would actually say Dolly Parton. Like, there's something about them where they're very feminine, but they're always 10 steps ahead.
You don't have to look like this. You're very beautiful. You don't have to wear the blonde wigs. You don't have to wear the extreme clothes, right?
No, it's certainly a choice. I don't like to be like everybody else. I've often made this statement that I would never stoop so low as to be fashionable. That's the easiest thing in the world to do. So I just decided that I would do something that would at least get the attention. Once they got past the shock of the ridiculous way I looked and all that, then they would see there was parts of me to be appreciated. I'm very real where it counts, and that's inside, and as far as my outlook on life and the way I care about people and the way I care about myself and the things that I care about. But I just chose to do this, and it's show business is a money-making joke, and I've just always liked telling jokes. You know.
But do you ever feel that you're a joke, that people make fun of you?
Oh, I know they make fun of me. But actually, all these years, the people, you know, has thought the joke was on me, but it's actually been on the public. I know exactly what I'm doing, and I can change it at any time. Or I make more jokes about myself than anybody. Because I enjoy it. I know, like I say, I am sure of myself as a person. I'm sure of my talent. And to me, and I'm sure of my love and for life and that sort of thing. I'm very content. I like the kind of person that I am. So I can afford to piddle around and diddle around with makeups and clothes and stuff because I am secure with myself.
I felt that the film version chose to play popular mostly for slapstick. The humor works at times. Seeing Glinda toss multiple looks on Elphaba is fun, but it loses the transformation's payoff. By the end of the number, Elphaba still looks exactly the same, except for one lonely pink flower. There's no visual or emotional shift that says something inside her just changed. Yes, we see Elphaba tear up, but nothing happened. Like, even in the musical, like, she added lip gloss or something. Like, there wasn't anything. That's a shame because the scene should mark the midpoint of Elphaba's self-image arc. The stage version leaves her changed, not because she's suddenly beautiful, but because she's been seen. In fact, this is the first time that Elphaba actually sees her worth, and it's to the point that she actually feels uncomfortable. She decides to leave because she doesn't know how to respond to someone calling her beautiful and actually believing it. In the movie, we skip straight from comedy to high kicks without letting the heart of it land. And I just want to clarify, like, I did like the song. I did like the audition. I do like the high kicks. But I guess what bothers me is that I felt that they took away the thing that is the most important thing about Glinda. Popular is supposed to be the moment Glinda gives Elphaba the one thing she's never had: permission to take up space. Or hold space. It's Glinda's greatest strength, the ability to see possibility and presentation, and it plants the seed for Elphaba's confidence later in Defying Gravity. Because before Elphaba can fly, she has to stop waiting for approval and finally trust her instincts, the confidence Glinda sparked in her long before she took off. I think what people often overlook is how Glinda truly changed Elphaba for good. One of Elphaba's biggest insecurities was her green skin. It's what made her feel unworthy her entire life. But after Glinda helped her build confidence, that insecurity stopped defining her. So when Elphaba finally meets the wizard, she doesn't ask him to change her appearance. She asks him to help the animals. So yeah, to me, Popular isn't just a fun, bubbly, pink number. It actually is showing why Glinda was such a crucial part of Elphaba's life. Wicked Part 1 got so much right, but in trying to lean into the comedy of Popular, it missed the quiet brilliance beneath all that pink. Because the song isn't really about hair flips and heels, it's about learning to love yourself in a world that told you not to. Anyways, darlings, that's it for today's episode. Thank you so much for letting me go ahead and say all of that. I would love to know your opinion. Like, did you think Popular hit all the right notes? And also, like, what were your thoughts on different Wicked numbers in Part 1? I don't know about you, I am so excited about part 2, so I'll keep you posted about that. Another kind reminder, don't forget to vote as far as the musicals we discuss. And yes, if you are still here by the end of this video, go ahead and put up a pink heart emoji. So then I'm like, oh yay. I don't know. Like, Glinda's my girl. There will be a future episode where I'm like in defense of Glinda, because there's been some videos I saw of people hating on Glinda and I'm like, wrong. Anyways, if you like talking about musicals and performances, you have come to the right place. So don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next episode. Take care, darling.